Can't name it. Inequality grows. Trust erodes. Institutions begin serving themselves rather than their stated purpose. Young people raised in this environment learn a different lesson than their parents. They see systems that promise fairness but deliver uneven outcomes. They watch debt pile up, not just personal debt, but national and institutional obligations that seem impossible to repay without pain. They grow skeptical. They question authority. They test boundaries. This is not rebellion for its own sake. It is adaptation. Boom. Every generation responds to the conditions it inherits. When stability feels false, skepticism becomes rational. And so the social mood changes. Where there was once consensus, there is now fragmentation. Where there was shared purpose, there are competing narratives. Riles. Where there was trust, there is suspicion. This is the unraveling phase, not yet crisis, but no longer cohesion. Financially, this period often rewards speculation. Asset prices rise, leverage increases, risk is underestimated. The belief takes hold that systems are too big to fail and that consequences can always be deferred. This belief is always temporary. The longer contradictions are postponed, the sharper their eventual resolution becomes. History does not eliminate trade-offs. It delays them with interest. Debt is the clearest example. Borrowing from the future feels painless in prosperous times, but futures eventually arrive, and when they do, they demand payment, not always in money alone, but in opportunity, stability, and trust. Here is where individual financial freedom begins to diverge from collective illusion. In late cycle eras, those who assume continuity often overextend. They optimize for growth without considering resilience. They mistake paper wealth for durable security. Those who understand cycles behave differently. They ask not only what grows fastest, but what survives stress. They reduce exposure to fragile promises. They build skills, liquidity, and flexibility. They do not withdraw from society, but they do not outsource their future entirely to it. This is not cynicism. It is historical literacy. Eventually, unresolved tensions converge. Economic strain intersects with cultural conflict. Institutional failures become undeniable. External shocks, wars, financial crises, pandemics, environmental stress act not as causes but as catalysts. They force recognition. This is when societies enter a crisis era, not because people suddenly change, but because denial becomes impossible. In crisis eras, rules are rewritten. Institutions are torn down or rebuilt. Values once debated become non-negotiable. The range of acceptable choices narrows, but the consequences of choice deepen. History shows that this period is often frightening, but also clarifying.